Hi, I'm Wayne Tuttle, and welcome to Chasing Legends. Welcome back. I'm Wayne Tuttle, and here we are again. We're going to be getting into episode 1. We got in, just started in, where I'd come up and I'd met with Frank and Woody, and I know everybody's hanging on here, and this whole thing's going to take a while, but we're going to run through. So we're with Woody and Frank down in Hewitt Canyon. I'm looking at the gold. They're doing the various shots. And Frank's talking about the gold and stuff. That background area, Travis Tumlinson of the Stone Maps actually had been living back in that area. So very interesting, kind of backstory to the area and stuff. And Frank's telling me his theory that there was a thing about Walt's, some dry washer in Florence. You know, it's an apocryphal. It's a story about Waltz went to Florence, had a dry washer made, which I don't believe. But anyways, Frank was taking that story, which he'd heard, and felt that could be some possibility tied into this area. Recently, nobody had been pulling significant amounts out, and they were pulling significant amounts out. So we get into that little piece. Now, a lot of this stuff was stuff I tried to put into them. I gave them the bark notes, and they did a pretty good job of sticking to the clues early on. We believe that Waltz told them too much. He kept trying to re-describe it and re-explain it, and probably screwed things up like that. But you can tell how hot it is because I'm just sweating buckets there. The brilliance of filming during the summer is there's nobody really around bothering you. You never have any vehicles going down the roads around you. You pretty much drive in, can park the vehicles, and then just pack in and go do stuff, and nobody's out there. So that was the beauty of it. So yeah, you can tell it was pretty hot. So yeah, Frank has a lot of secrets. So, okay, here we are going to the museum. This is an important little piece here. Now, we went to do the museum. It's early on in the show, and we go here. And this is a part that everybody doesn't listen to and concentrate on. So here we are. Get back. You go down. I think it's in the same basic area. They haven't moved the stone map display. They made some changes to the museum. But here we are. Now, yeah, right there, I say, we came to see this, Frank. The maps, the Peralta stone maps. Now, the point being is, yeah, I'm not a fan, okay? So stop. Coloring books and whatever else and all, and that's, you know, whatever anybody else wants to believe. I don't believe in these things. Everybody has a different interpretation. Those are my words. Now, somehow, right at the beginning, I state that fact, and I'm always dismissive of so much to do with this. And yet people to this day still try to act like I'm a stone map guy. Now, to be honest here, why would you make your maps on stone? But the bottom two obviously from different type of stone and done at a different time. Am I really breaking anybody's mind by saying the top two were made in Texas and the bottom two were made in Oregon? And Frank had that map. He believed it was what Pegleg Tumlinson had and what Travis might have used to copy or create the stone map. That was kind of his theory. Now, one of the things that's sad in here is, and they don't show it a lot, but Frank has a briefcase, and he brings the map in this case, and it looks very, very cool. But then he's supposed to pull it out. They wouldn't let him put it in a file or a folder or an envelope or something. They made him put it in a plastic baggie. I don't know. And there was quite a few of those. You can tell my interest. And it had already gotten wet. My body language is there. Yes, Frank, stop. You're killing me. No, no. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's a lot on here, and they say the dagger and it says reverse and all these different things that you can add in. It's just like if you took a book of map symbols and stuff, there's all kinds of different stuff that's put into this from my opinion is different sources and stuff, and it does resemble the stone maps and all. You see the blurriness where Frank it got wet already. They were putting it in the sandwich bag. They were trying to preserve them. There was a number of these. They made copies because they were getting wet, and every time Frank brought it out and this, I don't think I ever successfully did, but I tried to light them on fire occasionally. So I got so frustrated with us pulling this map out and having to wait for the sandwich bag and all this whole thing, and it got to a point where there's a whole bunch of them, so I thought it would be kind of funny occasionally on camera just to light it on fire. What's more interesting in this is, and we will get to that point, is Frank had a piece, what looked like something that had come from a stone map, and he's never able to incorporate it in the show. Why we're following this, and then he has this piece that he says could have been a section of yet another map, and they didn't incorporate it, I have no idea. So we're out there, and so Frank's kind of going on that. So, and of course, and that was part of that thing where I didn't really understand is they'd ask us to say things. And you got to remember, when you're working 10, 12 hours a day filming, there's a tendency people say, okay, say this. Well, how about you say this, Frank? And I don't think Frank really understood that there. He said he found the gold where he and Woody had found the gold because of the map. I don't think Frank realized inadvertently that he was saying that, because they will just get you, you're saying one thing after the other after the other. And, the principal play originally is we're down there and we're talking about, hey, I'm down in here, let's trace this up to Lode Gold and see if there's some Lode Gold in the area. And then it becomes all about the map. I think that was just the writers really wanted to incorporate that map and us follow to the possibility of clues of where the map went. And of course, once everything's rolling, it's Woody and Frank's area, and they had the gold, and I knew which area we could be traveling through. So I thought, you know what, let's go through and see where this goes and if anything pops up. So great B-roll, though. The guys did great B-roll on this stuff. It's a little repetitive sometimes, but it's great B-roll. Main mountain, clouds going, praying hands down that end. Now I'm going to Clay Wurst. So we're going to go down and visit Clay Wurst. This is one of the first days of filming, and it absolutely poured. And what really sucks about this is there's my old King Ranch. Now, before I get to go in with Clay here, I pull up, and I had a cameraman in the truck with me. I don't know why, filming me inside when I'm pulling up. We didn't use any of that. But Clay came to the window, wanted me to come inside. Well, they didn't want me to. They wanted to set everything up inside. So basically, when this downpour's coming, they backed my truck out of scene, and then they went in and set everything up again with Clay, and I was standing in Clay's under his little eave there, just getting soaked the whole time, because they didn't want me and Clay to talk or get friendly. So I'm coming in here with Clay, coming into his house. Clay, awesome guy, wonderful, wonderful guy. And they must have sat in there and talked to Clay for like an hour, hour and a half while it was just pouring. This was like a Noah's flood, and I'm outside in the mud and just getting drenched. Clay started back, man. He was just a young man. I think he was 17, 18, 19 interested. Yeah, it was cold at that point. It was a very odd storm came through, cold weather storm, and it was hot out. This was very awesome. I didn't know this was going to happen. Clay pulled this out. Oh, we're going to commercial. So we're going to kind of wrap things up here since it's going to commercial. And we'll be back with another episode. So thanks, everyone. Pick up our shirts, you know, the black and the gray, the short sleeve, the long sleeve. Leave a comment and stuff if you're liking this stuff. I mean, I think we're going to try to run through as many of the episodes as we can. We might take a break, go back to some of the other Chasing Legends stuff. I got a bunch of research and stuff piled up, ready to go. But I want to run a few of these. Hopefully this answers questions so I don't have to be jumping between History Channel and our stuff and answering a lot of stuff from 5-6 years ago. So I'm hoping this refreshes memories and kind of adds to it and answers a lot of questions for people. So thank you again. We'll be back. Obviously going to take us another run through before we can get through episode 1. It does take a while. So thank you. I'm Wayne Tuttle, and we'll see you next time on Chasing Legends.